Flagler County's July 2024 unemployment rate increased to 4.6%. This is the third straight month of increases that we've seen in Flagler County's unemployment rate.
Greg Blase, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce, is sharing his thoughts on July's unemployment rate for the county.
We don't want to overreact to just 1 month's data, but when we have 3 consecutive months of pretty significant unemployment rate increases, it does raise some flags.
Blase says the unemployment rate rose 0.4% from June's number and could signal a concerning trend.
The concerning part of this is we have multiple months of continued increases at a time of year when really we expect to see the summer hiring season still in full swing.
Blase says he believes the local numbers are the result of lower consumer sentiment nationally.
When consumers don't feel positive about spending money, Flagler County feels the impact more because our local economy is largely based on tourism and retail. And what do we know about those industries? Those industries require people to come to our community or people to show up to stores with money. And so if people are not feeling positive about spending money because of inflation or some of these macroeconomic issues, that does trickle down to, having an impact here locally.
Blase says the local unemployment rate is now at its highest level since August of 2021.
We have more residents in the unemployment line. We have lost more than 300 jobs in Flagler County year over year. And when you look at some of those facts, it's definitely a point of concern and definitely something the Chamber will continue to track.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, September 6th.
I will make this motion again, one last time, to take these bonds off of the ballot until a new council rewrites the language. Yes. Do I have a second? Unfortunately, I need a second up here, folks, but thank you.
Palm Coast Vice Mayor Ed Danko making a motion to remove a controversial referendum from the November ballot.
The Palm Coast City Council is split about a proposed referendum that would change the borrowing limits for the city that have been in place for over 2 decades. 2 of the council members who originally agreed with the language are now upset how the referendum is worded. Palm Coast Vice Mayor Ed Danko.
Dishonest and it's deceitful. And I want to be very clear on that. Ms. Pontieri, you don't like the language either. And you even have said that if we could rewrite this language to put it on the ballot, you would love to do that, but we don't have time according to our attorney.
Councilwoman Teresa Pontieri is basically in agreement with pulling the referendum and letting the next council decide on its fate.
I suggest that we as council enter into this resolution where it requires a supermajority vote to borrow more than $30 million and enter into any contract over 5 years. And this amount needs to be adjusted for inflation.
Since Palm Coast City Council already approved the original language, it's too late legally to make adjustments.
We only have to wait 2 short years to put it on a ballot the next election, and if it's explained properly to folks and what it's for, and if it's honestly explained, there's a chance you could vote on it if you think it would help with our infrastructure.
Since the vote to remove the referendum ended in a tie, the motion died. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Should a person try to quit an addiction cold turkey?
Those at Stuart Marchman say no. They also say don't go to SMA.
No, like Aaron was saying, I would recommend that they go to the ER because at that point it's an emergency.
That's Tom Lopez, the Flagler Access Center director. He said before a trip to the emergency room, a person can come to SMA and avoid the effects of quitting an addiction cold turkey. Erin Crimmins describes how bad it can be.
Withdrawing from a substance is one of the most miserable times of your life. It's like a flu amped up. Having cold sweats, very, very intense night terrors at times. It's nausea, it's either heavy sleep or no sleep at all. You just don't know when it's going to end.
If you need help quitting a substance abuse habit, contact SMA. Lifeline is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 9, anytime on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
The ship took on water last night, but the Deltona Wolves couldn't sink the Matanzas Pirates. It was a rainy back-and-forth first half, but the Pirates finally found the end zone late in the second quarter.
Takes the snap. He's going to take it himself off the right side. Cuts back inside. Back to the outside. The 5. Goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, Pirates. Caden Birchfield takes it himself.
Quarterback Caden Birchfield makes it 6-0. From that point on, Caden was 10 for 10 with 136 yards passing and 66 yards rushing, finishing with 232 total yards. Birchfield on what changed.
I think our mentality and keeping our foot on the gas and just not stopping and getting the win when we needed to.
On the first play of the second half, Deltona took a 7-6 lead thanks to a 66-yard Deshaun Flood touchdown run. Deltona led into the fourth.
This time Connor gets it. Oh, nice cut to the inside near the goal line. It's a touchdown! Touchdown, Pirates! And they take the lead with 6:27 to go in the fourth quarter.
Wiley Connor, with 6 of his 102 yards rushing, gives the Pirates a 14-7 lead. Deltona got great field position on the next drive, but Jeffrey Powell stepped up for Matanzas.
Hancock again back to pass. Throws, and it's intercepted! Intercepted by the Pirates! And he might take it all the way to the house. No! Dragged down at the 40-yard line. Jeffrey Powell on the interception, and the Pirates back in control.
Powell seals the win for the Pirates, who are now 2-1. Coach Matt Forrest.
I think the guys played really hard. I think it was a good character win. Got a lot of things we got to clean up, but it's game 3. We're barely almost a third of the way through the season, so we got a long way to go in the climb, and that's our task on Monday. We'll come back and try to get better.
Birchfield said the weather and the schedule change didn't faze the Pirates.
We've just been preparing like any other week. We saw the bad weather was coming. We just came out here and executed like we always do.
While his team is 2-1, Birchfield sees an opportunity to get better.
I feel pretty good. There's a lot of things I can clean up, but I think I did, pretty good for my first 3 games, and it'll only get better from here.
Matanzas host Andrew Jackson next Friday in the WNZF Game of the Week. FPC is back home tonight to face the defending state champion Mainland Buccaneers. That game is at 7 here on the radio, as well as the Flagler Radio YouTube channel and the WNZF Facebook and Instagram pages. Tune in to the Rich and Mike Sports Show tomorrow for analysis on both games. 7:30 a.m. here and always on the app. Last night, FPC Volleyball improved to 4-1 with a sweep of St. Joseph's Academy. Matanzas Boys Golf went to Menendez Wednesday, pulling out a 175-184 win, led by 40s from both Trevor Chalice and Jacob Roster. In bowling, FPC and Matanzas split their matches, with the Pirate Boys and the Bulldog Girls coming out on top. WNZF is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.